As we go into our third map, which will be also the choice of Black here, will be Battlefield of Eternity, a map where, in talking about Genji, because that's kind of the theme of this weekend, I feel, for us, is really powerful for him, especially once he hits Shuriken Mastery, because he has the extra damage, and you can't miss all three Shuriken on the boss, or on the Immortal, I should say.
Immortal fight depends on a lot of the pokes, and that's where Li-Ming comes in really hard. And not just Li-Ming, I think Genji can also be played somewhat here as we go into Battlefield. Let's see how the draft, starting from the draft, just because Genji came in, the ban picks, and it's really different right now. And Genji still has 0% win rate till now. Let's see if he comes out again.
Yeah, I hope they pop up the stat at the bottom. It's like Genji 0-2, 0 win, 2 loss. I don't know if that graphic's prepared yet. It was only a short break, but GG with first ban here. Honestly, there's like too many factors to predict a ban here. I was just saying, let's just wait and see what they pick, because
Tyrael instead. I think that's a very not a direct ban, but they're definitely going around how they want to ban this. And Black banning Li-Ming instead, so GG cannot actually take Li-Ming away from that. It's going to be Genji again, first pick.
That hooligan laugh. Maybe he's playing it this time. All right, let's see what Meriday's going to play this game. Like, what's he gonna do? Maybe he's probably going to play the Zeratul this game. Like, realistically, he played the Genji, then he played the Illidan, so I guess he's probably going to play Zeratul. And it's the only Genji skin. If you didn't get that in both potential opportunities to get it you've had so far, then I guess you're just out of luck. You're out of luck.
You need friends, and just get your friends and play more games with your friend. And
Can you still get it?
Yes, you can. It just stacks up every week.
Oh, okay. I was like just trying to be like, aha, you guys messed up. You didn't get it. I've got it. You and I need to play some games together. I need to get the new Diva stuff that came out this week. I haven't done that yet. I've just been playing solo.
Overwatch mount looks gorgeous. It looks so good. And with that 0-2 Muradin, it's more of a standard pick for Black. More likely Gyocha, who's usually on 0-2. But from today's matches, of course, we don't know what's going to come out from MPPB.
We don't know. Nobody could know.
All right, there's some more CC grab before the second ban phase. Black has been banning ETC, especially when GG took Genji, because the CCs are just so powerful against Genji. When you're caught in just one CC, you can be deleted. So grabbing that ETC seems like a very smart choice.
See what Black wants to ban here. Not really an easy choice. Artanis is going to be for damage denial in terms of racing.
I think GG has to ban Vala if they want to go for that Immortal race.
Gonna ban the Malfurion to just stop that CC shutdown of Genji. So this could be a 7-sided game, but it could also be a palm game. I'm not entirely sure. There's definitely arguments for both, especially with ETC to give that target isolation.
That's right. Also, Muradin is on the other side. If they want to do burst damage onto Muradin, even with 7-sided, I think that's also a very good option for GG. But in terms of Black, Artanis banned themselves. So I think Vala is a very good pick here. Vala is still available. Even Tastar and Ariel, everything is open for Vala.
Yeah, Hammer we could see as well. They want to go down that path of defensive poking. Could be like a Hammer Arthas rotation. So I think we're definitely looking at damage here, because GG only has Genji so far, and it's not going to be the only solo DPS, or we're going to go down the path that we saw in game 1. So probably going to be Lucio playing Reset playing the Lucio. You have to imagine. And Meriday will be playing maybe the Zeratul. This is just too weird for me, G-Clef.
Without Tyrael, I think Greymane lacks the protection.
Yes.
Last time it was Sanctification and Sound Barrier, but this time only with Sound Barrier. Of course, Void Prison can also be used defensively, but not as strong as Sanctification, because Greymane cannot do damage in that Void.
Okay, so it's going to be Olarock coming in.
Even more poking from GG. They are going all in.
They have a lot of dive with this, so I mean they can go in heavy. They can just straight up race as well with Cassia. She's going to do very quickly, or do damage quickly against the Immortal. This is kind of a really wonky draft. We don't normally see quote-unquote solo-ranged Cassia, although Genji's kind of like a hybrid hero in that regard. So see if this is going to be enough. Again, the only protection for Genji is really going to be Karzim's Palm if he gets it, and the protection that comes out from the CCs, the silences, the stuns coming out from ETC could protect him to allow him to do that damage. If you see a Mosh go off with 3 members and the Dragon Blade is up, that's one of the most terrifying combos that could face Black. And they don't have too many interrupts at this moment in time, so that's kind of scary, the potential.
That's right, GG has a lot of CCs along, and a lot of them actually depend on their stealth spell damage, and Tyrael is already banned out, who has spell armor for built into Tyrael, but it's going to be Arthur's last pick for Blacks to cancel out some of the auto attacks and have them slow down in the attack speed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if Black sticks to more traditional roles this game, or if they're going to tease us a little bit and do the role swaps once again. GD looks to really want to win this series. They had a close second game there. The first game they crushed it. We'll see if they can swing the momentum back into their favor to go to match point here as we move into game number 3. It's on Battlefield of Eternity. In blue, BDG, this time on the Cassia, Jaehyun on Karzim, good on Alarak, Hooligan on ETC, and Woojae gets his turn at the Genji.
And in red, MVP Black, Sake on Greymane, Reset on Arthas, Tusk on Muradin, Kyocha on Zeratul, and Neride on Lucio.
That's
Finally.
what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. Okay. So GG is going to find out in a minute. Actually, they probably saw on the loading screen. This is what is up. So
I think
it's going to be one of their tougher games.
A lot of damage
yes.
from both sides. I think GG can actually win the race because it seems like they have more damage, and Good's going to telekinesis himself. And also Silent.
Missed Void Spike there by Kyocha. Jaehyun gets rooted. There's not enough damage in this zone to make it matter. Decent amount of poke for GG. That's the same can be true of Sake's poke with the cocktails when he's in position.
That's right. Also, Genji's like a melee range. It's kind of hard to tell if he's ranged or melee, but for the time being, you can also auto attack with range. So he's kind of like Greymane in that sort of a sense.
Yeah,
but also with lots
is.
of skills, he also gets resets. So he's like a kind of hybrid between Greymane and Li Ming, I would say.
Well, the closer you get to your opponent, obviously the higher chance you have of hitting all 3 shurikens on one target, so that's why he's kind of melee in that way, because you want to be up in close and personal to maximize the damage. And obviously when you have the Dragon Blade, you have to be. He doesn't have melee attacks like he does in Overwatch to do a combo or anything like that, so it's really just his poke, and then he has the gap closer to get in there and finish targets off. And he really gets his power spike post 10, but also when he gets level 4 and that Shuriken Mastery comes out, that quest is super important. So you can see the more consistent poke here for GG though, as they just knock down these towers in lane. Top lane is pretty neutral, slightly Arthas favored. As we move into the first Immortal. Kyocha looking for the juicy targets here in the back line. Woojae is going to be his main priority, it looks like.
Alarak has been pushing for this entire time. There's a Dwarf toss right in with the Harsh Slide. There's the big blind onto the entire team of MVP, but instead it's actually going to be a kill on Cassia.
It's going to be a double. Had Alarak been in the fight, might have been a massive silence during that moment in the choke point, but because he was so preoccupied with dealing with the lane, this is going to be a massive win for Black now. They will definitely crush this first phase before halftime. And Cassia and Karzim will respawn. So going to take about 1,000 HP lead here as you actually look for more picks. There's going to be the pick attempt onto Good. Void Spike is landed. Power Slide comes in to help him escape. He actually has to telekinesis himself. He's very, very low. So is Tist. Nice Stormbolt over the wall there to help secure the kill.
Also saves himself. There's a big power slide onto both targets. Kyocha is gone with Arthas on his team. Great blinds coming out from EDG every single time. And that's canceling a lot of the auto attacks coming out from Black.
Really nice quick reaction there to double Swift Strike coming out from Ujay. Which, if I'm not mistaken, not actually going into Shuriken Mastery here, which is a bit surprising. Actually going to go into...
that's, I believe, the dash talent. You get more damage at the very end.
It's basically a vulnerability talent. You basically just use extra damage at the end of it. Just like, take some burn. I think Zeratul has a talent like this as well. So you can help you get a kill right at the end. Some extra sustained damage, I guess, is the main idea with this. We'll definitely lose the big power spike later on in the game, where he has the full damage from Shuriken Mastery plus the extra 2 whenever he uses his cyber agility. And when he gets the power spike where all 3 hit one and that comes out, he probably won't even build that talent anymore, but if he did, he could have cleared the Immortal so quickly. Takes this choice instead, which is a bit surprising to me. I guess just for that longer damage.
He's looking for more damage onto the reset of the Swift Strike. And Black, in knowing that they know they have to trap down Genji or even just cut off Cassia like they did all the time. Here comes reset with the big rotation. Telekinesis does not catch Kyocha. Does not get silenced.
Now he doesn't have it for escape. And he's going to go down.
That was the risk that he was trying to take. Even look for a kill when he was getting ganked. Not make that happen and got himself killed. There's a big GG rotation all the way on the top. Trade the camps on the top and the bottom. It's going to be a stronger push for GG indeed, because they have more men up there as FC Black is now for the siege. Again, on their side.
Really hefty siege giant push here onto the fort as well. They want to commit here. There's a counter push to the bot lane, obviously. It's being dealt with right now by Alarok. Black will eventually clean this up without taking too much damage. Their camp going to come over for the assist. Something that GG does not have. Still dealing with the bot camp. And they're not going to be able to get this Shaman camp of their own before the Immortals spawn in 10 seconds. So, definitely an edge to Black in terms of lane pressure. Look at this target selection. Boom, Hooligan gets hit, and everybody falls in line to do that extra damage. Doesn't actually end up picking him off there, but quick reactions by Black. As the Immortal phase is starting here, Sake is already doing a ton of damage, all on his lonesome. See if GG, oh, well, I was going to say they want to collapse. Can't do it as well without Alarok, as he came in, took the normal path. They didn't have vision, but he still walked up just the same and died as a result. GG doing a lot of damage, though.
A double root from the Immortal, actually. Hooligan barely survived with that power slide at the end.
Ujay did a ton of damage there in the fight in terms of poke, but with Hooligan taking so much and the dead Alarok, they couldn't actually commit. Send Hooligan back home to heal. As Black's now up 7,000 hit points.
Black. They're really making the GG really making the careful rotations where MVP Black, of course, with Lucio, they have the speed boost coming out from Everyday. So they can make faster rotations. That's why they are a little bit more spread out within the map, and GG with the SCC, they are very weak against the quickest target for MVP Black, because they have to stay together instead.
Tist is not afraid about all the damage coming in. He's just going to heal it back. Still has his Dwarf Toss, despite being silenced. Always in such good position. Sake is just being pretty greedy here, trying to finish off the Immortal, but it's going to work out for him. Tist taking a lot of damage, but again, he Dwarf Tosses away. It's just a big win in this fight. They wanted to look for the kills so they could win the Immortal, but it's not working out here. Meriday providing so much extra healing. Looks like Hooligan may be the first to die. Does crowd surf over, but no escape here. Kyocha will die as well, though, as Ujay gets one of the resets here on his dash. Actually doesn't use it, though. Onto the chase on Tist. Decides it's too risky. So ends up being a 1-for-1. Level 10's right around the corner for both teams. I'm really excited to see, well, it's going to be the Palm for protection, or if it's going to be 7-sided, because it starts to feel more likely to be the 7-sided, especially with how much protection Uche has built into here. Doesn't necessarily need that palm to stay alive, wants the extra damage. Well done here. Black will win it by 5.3k. So it's going to be about 1/4 shield immortal. And they have 10 first. Maybe a bullet coming out once again.
Okay, first bullet did get the buff with the Genji patch from 35 to 40% from maximum HP. There's a great telekinesis, and 7-sided actually catches. There's a great sound barrier to save this. Is it going to be enough? The answer is no.
Not enough. That's a nice pick here by GG. So 7-sided was the choice. I like this, especially with all the isolation they had. That was really well done.
And there's the Mosh, and it's going to be X-Strike coming in from Genji. There's X-Strike from Lujay. There's a first pick onto Arthas.
Okay, X-Strike definitely compare well with the Mosh Pit. An insanely long cooldown, that Mosh Pit. She didn't really get too much out of that. The kill they probably would have had either way. And we'll see if X-Strike ends up being useful later on.
It's also, as we mentioned, it's an escape tool, but X-Strike looks so cool. It's basically you're gone and you make that big axe on the ground, you do AoE damage. Even after 1.5 seconds or so, also an explosion on that AoE, so do tons of damage. I think possibly do more damage if you have a lot of targets locked in with that mosh pit.
Yeah. Wasn't able to get the maximum value in that last fight, but it was still decent. And it's can also be used as a single target engage as well. Imagine the power slide comes in, there's a silence, 7-side goes on, and you're just like, all right, I am X-striking this guy, I'm gonna hit him at a distance, and you kind of snipe him that way. So that's one way it can be used as well, with this comp that's so pick-oriented that we're seeing from GG. So when the dust settles here, still very much an even game, all forts alive. This next Immortal phase will be an important one, as we're gonna have equal camps here, Shaman camps on both sides of the map, slightly faster taken by GG. Gotta be able to find the pick on to reset here. Gyocha actually coming into the back though. Always the silence is on cooldown, just harassing good there. Look at that, triple root by reset. Once again, is kind of sort of role swapping here onto the Arthas.
This quest is already finished, so anyone along the way will be rooted on them. Gyocha, you have to really look out for Gyocha's positioning. He's always on the side trying to get some picks off. Of course, this time target was on Alarock, so he couldn't really threat anyone. But if it's on someone like Cassia or Karazim, that's going to be the real threat happening.
Okay, moving forward now. As the Immortals have spawn. How is GG going to play this? Ujay getting harassed up here. Will actually tap and come back. So they're just going to go ahead and invade and attack the Immortal. Sake is soloing it right now and get off and win like that, actually, even. They're significantly ahead despite the commitment here of GG. They're being slowed down. Both teams hit 13 at the same time, and here we go. It's going to be another fight here. BDG up in the front line. 7-sided comes in, but it's hitting everybody. X-Strike too late, way too late here for the Mosh, but it was interrupted a long time ago. That's going to be the double here as Sake struggles to escape. It's a triple. And it's going to be Hooligan, the last man standing. He's going to be chased and killed as well.
I believe Mosh Pit was even cancelled right before the X-Strike, which actually allowed MVP Black to move out of that zone, so missed a lot of damage there.
It has to be, in a situation like this, it basically has to be pinpoint at the exact same time. The timing has to be so good. Oh, we're talking like Void Prison cancel level good. I mean, you really need to call that out. I'm moshing now, and he needs to basically be midair while your animation of the mosh starting is happening. So otherwise, as you just pointed out, that is going to happen to you. So Black resets actually all of their health pools. Gonna get this fort. Not even really spending too much time clearing the Immortal, but it's obviously on blue side right now. So they didn't take this opportunity to just clear the Immortal. They wanted to clear the fort and split push a little bit during all of this, try to further their lead in terms of EXP.
Because they're going to get their heroics pretty quickly. They know the Mosh Pit is the longest to cool down.
Yeah.
They won't have their targets. They just want to wait until their own heroic is back, and they have the better positioning. There's a curse bullet coming out on Jaeon already.
Look at Tiz positioning here. So good the entire time. Sound barrier comes up. Good with the counter-strike attempt. The X-strike here, very, very weak. And again, Sake still lives. Hooligan finally going to get the kill on him he was looking for. Wujie gets actually a double here. It's now rooted though. Is going to be taken out, despite the fact that most of the damage was removed when Sake died. They just have enough follow-up here. They're just going to help scale them out. And this time they'll finish off the Immortal. Going to take a 2/3 shield at 17.3k. And the Immortal scaling going to be much better here. Coach is even willing to take the extra stun because he doesn't have mana and he just wants to Hearth home right after this. Going to Hearth in the middle of this animation.
Mosh Pit is back now off the cooldown. But MVP Black knew that Mosh Pit was all cooldown during the fight, so they wanted to fight as soon as possible before that came back. Great job to Sunish. I'm seeing Cursed Bullet every single time. It's more about initiating the fight, trying to focus onto the target. Like they even use Cursed Bullet onto Karazim to focus down Karazim alone. I think that's a very solid option. If you just want to focus one target, use that Cursed Bullet to take off 40% maximum HP and you start the fight like that.
Yeah, really well done. See how he uses it this time. Okay, big void right now. We're going to see the huge commitment here. Cassia is so low. Already BDG dead now. And that's that Curse Bullet coming in. Extra damage. Sound barrier perfectly timed. Wujie once again comes into the fight with the X-Strike, but accomplishes nothing with it. As Jaeon's the next target here. Sake looking for the kill. He gets it. Silence comes in. It's too late, and they're going to dive the keep for this one. Wujie, can he carry this fight alone? He gets one kill, but he's rooted. Can't reset the Swift Strike. That's going to be keep and possibly core here. They're going to keep in core. Maybe Black will take match point with this. Very well played. You know, you have to question the build that Wujie went for here. So much commitment into the dash. He never really used. He was mostly poking, so why not take Shuriken Mastery? If you're just going to be poking the entire time, he took very few opportunities to use dash resets even, or the cooldown reduction that he took early on. Just too timid on the hero. The X-Strikes were poorly timed. And as cool as X-Strike is in Hero League and on paper in a video where Cloaken